the intermodal taxi facility or transport hub in Bloemfontein. But there were complaints about the poor planning of the complex, inadequate facilities and poor ventilation. This resulted in taxi operators deciding that they would rather park in the streets of the CBD when picking up or dropping off passengers. But this is not what the Mangaung Metro wants.
Our only concern is the taxi industry. You might be aware that they are offloading and loading all over. So it's something that raises a serious concern. I know for the fact that there's a team that is currently having negotiations with the taxi industry. And we hope that that matter would be solved speedily.
The strategy to make Bloemfontein more attractive to residents and visitors is also being jeopardized.
There's a serious congestion, particularly during peak hours. Now what we would want to do, it is to really making sure that the facility that we have built, the intermodal, is being utilized.
Bloemfontein is not the only area affected negatively when it comes to taxi operations. As one heads to the Eastern Free State, one finds that the taxi industry there is also in turmoil. There's an informal taxi rank at the Maseru Bridge border post outside Lady Brand. The hardest hit are the commuters.
In some instances, it takes long for taxis to come into the platform, and that puts us under a serious condition of the hot sun.
We suffer a lot, and there are also older people like the old lady that you've just seen entering here.
When I arrive on the issue of ablution facilities and taps for clean running water, I run out of words because water is life. People need to use toilets.
At the Maseru Bridge border post, commuters cannot do without taxis, which has become a way of life. From here, people commute to numerous destinations in South Africa. Hawkers also try to make a living. The Taxi Association is also unhappy about developments.
We don't have shelter where the passengers can stand if it's rainy seasons or when there's hot sun, like we are standing on a hot sun. We are standing outside. It's very hot now. Even though the issue of cross-border challenges has been resolved, the latest challenge seems to be a kind of piracy. This is when unlicensed taxi operators poach passengers. Sometimes these so-called pirates even use private vehicles. There's still small piracy that we see from those cross-border operations, yes. And we are still waiting for the final draft of these resolutions that were taken.
What is clear at this stage is that there are no simple solutions to the myriad problems facing the taxi industry in the Free State. But the various role players are continuing with negotiations so that lasting solutions can be found. SABC News in Bloemfontein.